Just weeks after the U.S. Department of Justice released a new wave of Jeffrey Epstein files in January 2026, one of the most powerful men in philanthropy is back in the spotlight. And this time, he's apologizing. At a February 2026 town hall meeting, Bill Gates stood before staff at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and called his past association with Jeffrey Epstein a huge mistake. But here's the real question. What exactly happened between Gates and Epstein? And why, nearly a decade later, is this still unraveling? Let's break it down. First, the apology. According to reporting from outlets including The Wall Street Journal, BBC, and The Guardian, Gates told foundation employees he takes responsibility for his actions. He admitted bringing foundation executives into meetings with Epstein. He said the relationship overshadowed the foundation's global health work, and he expressed regret. But Gates also drew a firm line. "I did nothing illicit. I saw nothing illicit," he said. He denied ever visiting Epstein's private island, denied staying overnight at Epstein's properties, denied spending time with victims, and insisted their conversations were about philanthropy, nothing more. So how did this begin? The timeline goes back to 2011. 3 years after Epstein had already pleaded guilty in 2008 to soliciting a minor for prostitution. Gates was introduced to Epstein through foundation connections and met him at Epstein's Manhattan townhouse. Emails later revealed Gates described Epstein's lifestyle as intriguing, though it would not work for me. Meetings continued through 2014. New York, Germany, France, Washington, D.C. At one point, discussions even floated around a potential multi-billion-dollar charitable fund, possibly involving JP Morgan Chase. That fund never materialized, but the meetings did continue, and that's what critics focus on. Because by 2011, Epstein's conviction was public knowledge. Why keep meeting a convicted sex offender? Gates now says he was only vaguely aware of what he described as Epstein's 18-month thing. He admits he didn't fully vet him. Contact ended in late 2014, but the story doesn't stop there. In 2017, Epstein reportedly emailed Gates demanding reimbursement for coding school fees for a Russian bridge player, Mila Antonova, with whom Gates has now admitted he had an extramarital affair. Gates' spokesperson says Epstein attempted to leverage the relationship as pressure. No payment was made, no financial dealings continued, but the existence of that email raises another uncomfortable layer: vulnerability. And that's not the only admission. At the 2026 town hall, Gates acknowledged 2 extramarital affairs during his marriage to Melinda French Gates, one with Antonova and another with a Russian nuclear physicist. These were separate from Epstein's circle, Gates says. Still, Epstein became aware of at least one of them. Meanwhile, Melinda French Gates has spoken publicly this month, describing the renewed revelations as reopening very, very painful times. Their divorce in 2021 followed years of reported tension, including disagreements over Epstein and over how Gates handled a sexual harassment claim involving a longtime money manager. It's important to separate allegation from evidence. There is no proof Gates visited Epstein's island. No charges have ever been filed against him, and unverified claims appearing in Epstein's own self-written emails remain uncorroborated and strongly denied. But what is verified is this: Gates met Epstein repeatedly, after the conviction, for years, and he minimized those meetings publicly until more recent disclosures. This isn't just about one apology. It's about judgment, power, reputation. When you run one of the largest philanthropic organizations on Earth, scrutiny doesn't fade, it compounds. And in 2026, nearly 7 years after Epstein's death, the aftershocks are still moving through boardrooms, marriages, and institutions. The files may be decades old, but the accountability conversation, that's happening right now.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.